Time for our underarm throwing. Adding in an object to throw can be a little bit tricky, so let's get practicing. Before we do, there are a few things we need to remember before we start teaching the fundamental movement skills. 1. Make sure you have your sticker hand and your sticker foot ready to act as that visual cue to not only support your teaching, but to support the children. 2. Make sure that you over-exaggerate how big you're teaching the skill just so they can see exactly what to do. They will copy any movement that you show them. And 3, make sure that with any of our manipulative skills, we start by teaching the arms first before we include the legs. It's time to break down our underarm throwing. Step 1 for our throwing, we're just focusing on our hands so our feet can stay glued to the ground. We're just going to practice doing some arm swings. Before you start doing your throwing, make sure that you put a sticker on the child's dominant hand. So that's the hand that they're more confident in. Let's start swinging back and forward just like this. Good job. Now, to add a bit of a challenge and to make sure that they're ready to release an object, we can include some open and shut them hands just like this. So, as our hand is behind us when we're swinging, we have a fist. And as we swing forward, that is when we open our palm. If you wanted, you could pretend that you're grabbing some fairy dust or even some garden seeds from behind you and that you're throwing it in front. Let's try it again. Reach behind and forward. Great job. Step 2 for our underarm throwing is focusing on the legs. So we need to make sure that we have our sticker foot ready, as when we're doing our underarm throwing, we're moving our sticker hand and our sticker foot at the same time. The feat that we have to do when we underarm throw supports us with the power, and we're just taking a step forward. If you wanted to practice doing this, you could do some marches on the spot so they can get nice and powerful legs. Or when they start to do their throwing, you can add a visual cue on the ground like a dot or a sticker or even a cone, knowing that that is where they have to place their foot as they do their throw. Step 3 for our underarm throw is we have to do our arms and our legs together. So that means our sticker hand and our sticker foot, or our non-sticker hand and our non-sticker foot, are moving at the same time. So as I am reaching behind to grab my seeds or my fairy dust, I have so many of them that I need to lift my leg up. And then as I throw them forward, there is so much force and so many that I need to spread in front of me that I take a big step forward. Let's try that again. Reaching back and throw. Great job. If you wanted to do this a little bit simpler, we could actually start to do some bowling. So you could get down onto the ground, making sure that your sticker foot is in front, and you could start by rolling a ball on the ground. When you think they're ready, that is when we can move on to step 4, which is introducing an object for them to throw. I have a beanbag, and this is a really great tool to use as it's easy for me to squish in my hand and it's light. Make sure that with our underarm throwing, use something that's small enough to fit into their hand. You could use an object like a beanbag, or if you want it to be sustainable, maybe you have some cardboard or some foil or anything that you have your hands on at your service. So let's all grab our object and let's practice our throw. We're going to have our arm behind us, and then we're going to aim for in front of us. Are you ready? And throw. Great job. Make sure that you do have some targets in front so that the children are really confident and know where to aim. You might notice that there are a few common errors the children do as they are learning the skill for the first time. It's really important that we learn to detect and correct these errors so that the children do not progress further with bad habits. Some common errors you might notice the children do as they are learning to underarm throw is they don't know where to throw. Make sure you set up a big target in front of them to support their aiming. Another thing you might notice is that they are not having a big powerful step as they are throwing. Make sure that sticker foot takes a big step forward. And lastly, you might notice that they are letting go of the ball or the object at a very random time. Make sure that the object or ball is being released from their hand as their arm is in front of their body. Happy underarm throwing.